Well, greetings. Welcome back to Acadian Comics. I'm your host, James Fondren, and today we're going to look at this book here. This is The Art of Todd McFarlane, The Devil's in the Details. The Devil's in the Details, right? So, we have the back here, and it's in the shrink wrap, and these currently aren't, they're not for sale on Amazon, so I got it on eBay. So I think Cosmic Comics. So shout out to them for shipping this to me. And we're gonna go in now. For some reason, this is open a little bit. That's okay. But we're gonna go in, and I'm gonna first time never looked at the book yet. And by the way, speaking of eBay, if you're interested in seeing certain titles that I have reviewed on the channel here at Acadian Comics, go check out my eBay store. It's Acadian_Comics. And you will find some books that are listed up there. I am planning to get some other books up there. I want to sell my Blood Hunt collection from last summer. If you haven't picked up Blood Hunt, I'm gonna get rid of that probably. I'm gonna sell it, put it on eBay. It's got to go, and yeah. So here we are, The Art of Todd McFarlane. So why do I like Todd McFarlane? Well, I really like his foreshortening and his exaggeration of the anatomy. Really great stuff. And he's just a kind of a comic industry icon, and he's in toys, and he has his own toy line, and just an incredible creator and comic book artist, and just creator in general. The creator of Spawn. I also have, by the way, I have another book. If I can get it. Sorry, it was stuck there in my bookshelf. I have the trade paperback of Spider-Man, not The Amazing Spider-Man, just Spider-Man by Todd McFarlane, a very famous run. So at some point we'll be looking at this book as well, but I wanted to look at his art book first. So we'll get right into it. There's a foreword by Stan Lee, and there's 3 chapters. Don't take no for an answer. Called up to the majors. With great talent comes great opportunity. The spawning of a new era, conquering new worlds. So I can't wait to read this forward by Stan Lee. I'm going to take the time to read it. And it's kind of talking about McFarlane's upbringing, or his character sketches from the 1970s. Look at that. Wow, and you can see the talent on the page. You can see it. Amazing. Using pens and drawing digitally, I think there's something to be said about like the pen work. It's more permanent. Yeah, you can go back and you can white it out, but at the end of the day, it's got this sense of permanence to it. So I think working conventionally in a way, it forces you to get better. So you have to do less corrections and make less mistakes. But you're going to make mistakes as an artist no matter what. But it's just cool to see. Look at this. Look at where he started. This is when Todd's first foray into sequential comic book art and pencil. At the age of 16. Look, he's doing it. And look how he's filling the page, This is so cool to see. Look at his Spider-Man when he was 16. Yeah, of course you could see the issues, the flaws and everything. But it's also very clean. And it's just, you can see how if he makes minor tweaks and adjustments to that Spider-Man, he's gonna go on. He's gonna go on and just do this. He's gonna do this. And this is his 16-year-old Spider-Man. And this is his pro up to the majors. Look at the interior work he's doing. Look what he's doing. I'm skipping around like crazy, but look at this. Look at this. Look at this. He went from this to this and this. This is in issue number 1. I'll probably give a review and take of issue number 1. But I mean, it's just cool to have those two books as companion pieces to kind of look at this. But I'm excited to see this. Look at his thing, So cool. So cool. Let's see. Early sketches of Spawn and related characters. First cover for first Spawn issue Inc. 1977. Wow. See, so like that's interesting. Like you see, people think like, oh, he's just a rip off of Spider-Man, and look, he did Spider-Man, and he just, oh, I'm gonna just throw a cape on him. I drew Spider-Man, so I'm gonna draw Spawn. But no, he had Spawn like in the works long before that. One of the characters I was fond of was this character called Spawn, and there it is, right there it is. I mean, this is just so cool. This amateur piece has personal significance. He created the character in high school. Yeah. Look, here it is. Here it is inked. Wow. Wow. So cool. In college, after I was done with baseball practice, my janitor duties, and doing my homework, I'd sit down and start drawing my superhero stuff. I was hoping to build up my confidence and become proficient enough so that I could someday send my work out to publishers. Man, God, that time at the drawing table, this is badass up here. Look at that. I mean, it's all great, you know. That time that you spend with your tablet, your iPad at the table with your paper. Oh, I love his Conan. Look at his Conan. Oh man, just look how he just Star Slayer, Hellcat, Valkyrie, Nighthawk. That Conan is badass. I love it. Man, but yeah, he put in the time. This is my first piece of printed artwork in a professional magazine. Look at his Batman. It's printed comics journal. 1981. And it's not much. Like it's like, look, you get his head, you get some of this cape up here, you get a little bit of the of some of that. You got his feet, like, and that's it. But he got it in there, you know. And just look at this, Captain Britain pencil, Daredevil pencil. Now that's cool. That is cool. Yep. In 1982, I still wasn't a pro yet. I can't wait to just sit down and read this book. But for everyone's kind of edification, I'm going through these pages as quickly as I can, because these videos, they can't be too long. I mean, I just got through the 6-part series of the Joe Kubert How to Draw his World of Cartooning books, you know, and it's kind of a breath of fresh air to not have a book that's so ginormous, but I really love those books too. Look at his Spider-Man and Green Lantern, and yeah, you could see like maybe the head's too big here, in here. He's working things out, you know. But this is, oh man, look at this, beautiful. I love it. Nova, look at Nova, look at Iron Man. Bruise Crew, 1983. In 1994, I revamped a comic I created in high school for one of the big chain stores who wanted something friendlier from me than Spawn. Bruise Crew. That's so cool. It's the reprisal of old ideas. It's the reprisal of old ideas. Public schools. Now and for the future. Although I wasn't privy to any politics happening in Alberta at the time, Mom asked me to draw something for her, so I did. Oh yeah, because he's Canadian. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, look, this is from his earlier works. Oh, this is awesome. Look at Magneto. I gotta go back. Look at that. 84. Is Superman. Red Tornado. I like Red Tornado more than Superman, honestly. I do. Oh, this is cool. DC wanted to see their characters in a story that they had written and see how you could follow up the dynamics of it. Batgirl. It's interesting. Look at this. He's getting responses. You know, this is so cool. So cool. The coolest stuff ever. Just look who he's reaching out to. Jim Shooter. Um, different art directors at Marvel, Eclipse, Comics Journal. I mean, it's cool. Look at his letters, his responses. I drew the pages above as a sample to show how I would have drawn them if I was on the book. Okay. Yeah. It's just cool. You don't need every editor to like your work, just one. Called up to the majors. Yeah, this is inspiring to see this, because he's taking you all the way through his journey. You know, it's like, man, this is one of my very first art jobs I ever did and got paid for. At this point, I was getting paid $60 a page. Given that I was making only $200 a month as a janitor through my baseball scholarship at college, all of a sudden, 10 pages at $60, I had tripled my salary and was now living like a king. 1984. Oh, this is great. This is great stuff. Scorpio Rose. Coyote. Epic Comics. Look at this. So cool. Oh, like it's got this tarot, like this tarot theme to it. More Scorpio Rose. I've never read it. Valda miniseries. Splash pages. Look at his work. Look at it. DC Infinity Inc. Yeah. I owe the beginning of my career to Steve Englehart for getting my foot in the door, and Roy Thomas for keeping me inside. And this is a thick book. I mean, I've read, we've been going on for like 13 minutes, but like, I'm just flipping through this because it's just, it's cool to see it. It's cool to see this. Look how this changed. This was his concept, and this is where he went with it. So yeah, I mean, there's always room for improvement. Look at his characters. Look at his character designs. Look at these. He's got some cool designs in here. Like any of these would be great. That's so cool. So this was his like beginning right here. Infinity Inc. Yeah. Look at all the issues. I guess he did the covers too. Dr. Fate. While working for DC, they published these Who's Who comic books, which were like small encyclopedias, bios of all the current characters. Since I was consistent on meeting my deadlines, they would ask me to contribute a few pages, which were basically trimmed down pin-up drawings of certain characters. I did a handful of these, as well as the cover you see here. Wow. After given the opportunity to ink my own pencils on Batman Year 2, this was the second piece I ever inked. Interestingly enough, I never ended up using the inking tool I used on both projects again. It wasn't the right tool because it wouldn't let me produce the kind of line I wanted. Interesting. Look at this. It's just amazing. Skyman. I always envisioned the Grey Hulk to be a visual cross between Frankenstein's monster and an elephant or rhino. I gave him the Frankenstein haircut and brow and thought his skin should be chapped and dry, especially tried to make it look that way when I was drawing his close-up shots. Yeah, this is iconic, of course, Totally iconic. Yep. Yep. The Hulk with the moon right there. We all know that one. That's iconic. Look at this. Wow, man. G.I. Joe issue number 60. I was unemployed for only 12 minutes. Batman, year 2. Look at this. Look at this. Batman with a gun and a shield. It's freaking awesome. Oh, man. This is just such... just a pleasure to see this and to look at this. This is probably one of the best art books I own. Because it's just exceptional. Exceptional. Looking at this Todd McFarlane artwork. So look, he did The Amazing Spider-Man first. Then he did Spider-Man. See, so they had him on that. This is the first issue of The Amazing Spider-Man I was allowed to pencil and ink. And like, we're not even halfway through. We're not even halfway through this book. So we got a ways to go. I'm going to flip through, try to keep this video within reason. The harder part was taking the pages of people standing around doing nothing and making those interesting. I bet, man. I bet it was. Oh, look at that. Yeah. It's just awesome. It's just such an awesome body of work. And here we go. I had been working on The Amazing Spider-Man for a couple of years and developed a growing itch to write my own comic stories. Look at this. And that's the first, double page spread of issue number 1 of Spider-Man Torment Part 1. Yeah. Seeing this in black and white is just fantastic. And in the trade paperback, there's some stuff in the back, that's in black and white. But yeah, I would love to read every caption of his. I just recommend, if you can get your hands on this book, get your hands on this book. If you're a comic book artist, or if you love comic book art and you love seeing the line work on the line art and the inking without the color, sort of the artist edition stuff, Look, here's like his preliminary stuff, and then they fill in with the blacks, right? Yep. It's just awesome. This is apex comic book creation right here, Todd McFarlane. Oh man. Look at that. It took him years to get to this point. To get to the point to where he was drawing this. Look at his roughs. It's awesome. Look at the prototypical McFarlane guy in the corner smiling. What are we going to put, It's so cool. Oh, that's awesome. Spider-Man with the X-Men. And yeah, in that run they fought the Juggernaut at the end. Yeah, look at Logan smoking a cig. We have a puff of your cig. Interesting. Look at the light choice on that Superman. That's interesting. But he's got all that ready to go. He's got that ready to go. And the inking. Wow. So he went and did some DC stuff. Wow, this is awesome. The New Mutants. By now, my career had a lot of momentum, not only from people paying attention to my penciling, but also my inking. Yeah. Yeah. You can see his evolution. It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. Here we go. Spawn. Amateur work, 1977. Kind of has that Darth Vader look to him, And then you get into that. Oh, yeah. Beautiful. Just amazing. So great. Your image founders: Eric Larson, Rob Liefeld, Todd McFarlane, Mark Silvestri, Jim Valentino, Jim Lee, Willis Pistachio. Yeah. Cool. And then we all know Spawn. Tom came up with the logo and we've used it ever since. It's a great logo. Yeah. That's the black and white, the first of the issue number 1. And I have a couple copies of issue number 1. I think newsstand copies. I have 2 copies of Spawn issue number 1. Bagged and boarded, of course. Wanda. Wanda. At some point, I just had to accept that every page I did, every drawing I drew wasn't going to be perfect. Once I accepted that, I was able to meet my deadlines a lot easier. Yeah, look at this stuff. This is just gold. Gold. I'm gonna try, y'all, to get through this. I will. I mean, I'm only gonna do this video once, so I might as well do it though. I'm gonna power through it. It's now we're in Spawn and Image World. Oh, that's cool. You know, just beautiful stuff. And if you need to pause it, like, by all means, pause it if you want to look at it. I mean, I shoot all my videos in 4K. I re-record on a Lewitt mic, and I sync my audio, and I try to bring it to like a professional level of video presentation, you know? Yeah. Great when I started working with Greg Capullo. God, look at Violator. Look at the detail. You know, you gotta love what you do. You gotta love it. But I could see where they got the brush in there. Started hitting it with the brush. 100th issue. I think I picked up like the 300th issue like last year or something. I don't know. The 350th issue. Oh, that's cool. That is cool. That would be a great study to do, to see how close I could get to that. It's beautiful. Beautiful stuff. Look at that. Yeah. I think this, look, Rob Liefeld penciled it, and Todd McFarlane inked it. Oh, that's beautiful, man. That is so cool. Oh, God. Penciled by Mark Silvestri, inked by Todd McFarlane. This is just awesome. Look, you can see this. Oh, my God. This is... You're looking at the best of the best of the best, sir. Who did this? Larson. McFarlane after Larson. Oh, he did like a Savage Dragon homage. Okay. 220. Youngblood homage. Yeah. After Rob. Yeah. Parody. Yeah, so he got Spawn, and like, you know, Spawn is his character, and it's just everybody knows Spawn. Everybody knows Spawn. Yep. Good stuff. Good stuff. It's like Spawn. I think I have Spawn Batman. I have that issue. There's like 2 different. I have the 2 books. I don't know if were they one shots. I don't know. I'll have to double check, but I do have them. Yeah. Oh, this is awesome. Spawn the Dark Ages. Man, I gotta check that out. It's great. He had this character in his head the whole time, you know, and he wanted to do something with it. Oh man, this is great. I love it. The detail, the high level, the high rendering, the high detail. Conquering New Worlds. Satan 6. I was able to ink over Jack Kirby. To be able to ink over Jack Kirby was the chance of a lifetime. I bet. So this is his inking over Jack Kirby. And then The Crow. Hell Cop. Got into sports, hockey trading cards. That's great. Yeah. And then, like, again, his toys, right? We're getting towards the end here. Yep. And he makes some really high quality statues and figures. And, like, you're getting into this. McFarlane toys. They had one. He's got one coming out for the Doom guy. It's like $50-$60 for the Doom the Dark Ages, the Doom Slayer. And it's like, man, I love Doom, but I can't. I would, but I got no room. I can't justify it. Anything I buy now is like books, so yeah. Oh, is this like Spawn, the animated series, and what is this, a game or something? No. Spawn the animation. I still haven't watched that. I like it. And then the movie. The movie came out and was a commercial success. It opened second in the nation when it was released, earning almost $29 million in its first week. Yeah. People don't like it. I get it. I remember when it came out, but yeah, some stills from the movie. Pearl Jam the Revolution. Look at these different albums. He's doing albums for Korn. Album covers, rather. Disturbed approached us in 2005 to design the cover for the band's latest album, 10,000 Fists. Greg Capullo and I talked about the concept the band came to us with, and Greg ended up doing this great piece of art that really brought the vision to life. The main characters featured on the cover artwork is Disturbed's own character, whom they call The Guy, who is surrounded by a massive throng of people with their fist thrust in the air. The guys in the band liked what we had done with the cover so much that they wanted to incorporate some of the characters on the album cover into a video. The track they had in mind was their version of Genesis' song Land of Confusion. The original song and video Genesis did was highly political, and Disturbed wanted to maintain the theme. To me, the video was a bigger view of the corporate world being run by one giant beast, capitalism. This is a tribute book he participated in for 9/11. This is a page from a tribute book I participated in for 9/11. A bunch of artists pitched in, and I believe the proceeds from the project helped aid families of those lost in the tragedy. Joe Casada called. Make sure I'm still on the page here, on the frame. Joe Casada called and asked me to be a part of it. He wanted me to ink this piece, which you see above. We were competitors, he with Marvel, me with Image, but we put down our business battle axes to help a worthy cause. He says he draws all the time, I believe it. I believe he does, I mean, it's something, you just keep doing if you want to do it. Haunt. There's all the different Spawn games. I remember the video game, yeah. I remember the Super Nintendo game. Halo box art. The Reckoning. For games, it's for games. Monster Head regression. He started here. It's pretty cool. Here, let's read the last bit. So it says, I encourage anyone who has a dream not to get discouraged if taking one step doesn't get you to where you want to be. Instead, Look at it as a culmination. No matter what life throws at you or what obstacles are in your path, as long as you keep taking those steps forward, letting time be a factor, you can reach your final destination. I believe those words. I do, you know. Nothing happens overnight. Nothing happens in a vacuum. But this right here is a beautiful art book. And I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed watching it as much as I enjoyed making it. If you haven't already, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you right here next time at Acadian Comics.